Welcome to this introduction of new premium datasets for IMAPP. IMAPP is a property research and reporting tool. In addition to our unmatched depth of continuously updated property data, we are excited to roll out some valuable new datasets. This includes building permits, code violation, and rental license data from throughout Florida. We have sourced this data from many hundred cities, jurisdictions, and agencies around the state, covering many millions of records, and growing. Let's start on this sample property report in IMAPP. As we scroll through the data, we come to the City Interactions section of the report. We display here a rental license for this property, including information on the owner and manager who applied for the rental license or registration. Only some jurisdictions require rental registrations, but all short-term rentals in the state are required to get lodging licenses. We acquire this data from these agencies and present current and recent licenses here, as available. This can be helpful, to know if there are rentals in the area, if this owner might want to buy or sell rentals, or if they may need someone to help manage their properties. Next are code violations. Again, we collect this data from local enforcement agencies. This can include anything from long grass, to required repairs, to unpermitted construction, to unauthorized cars or boat storage, to condemnation or other hazards. Any violation the local agencies track that could affect the overall state of the property, we try to include. This data can be helpful to determine if quality of the property or nearby area and reliability of any work done on the property. It could also indicate owners who may no longer be able to maintain their properties. It is also helpful, as some code violations need to be cleared prior to selling the property, and this can provide a head start in ensuring that is done. You can find the status of these properties without even having to see them in person. Continuing down, we see building permits. Again, we collect this data from local enforcement agencies. This is helpful to see what work has been done on the property and when. Important items like roof replacement, air condition replacement, remodeling, and more. This can help prospective buyers understand the possible upcoming repair needs and also the quality of past work. Knowing who did the remodeling and if it was inspected can provide insight into the quality of the job. Also, uninspected building permits can delay a closing, so knowing what work is outstanding can help sales proceed smoothly. Where possible, we are adding links from these permits and violations to the agencies that issue them, to provide the most current and thorough context to those items. Often you can see if the items have been fully resolved. There are many hundreds of such agencies, so we can't offer this option for every city, but we are always improving this coverage. Let's look at the map for a second. Much of this new data is available to view as map layers. Select layers, code violation, and rentals. Those layers appear as pink and orange on the map. Now you can see which properties are rentals or have had recent code violations for interesting context. If you want to know what the status is next door, just tap on it to reload the report. We can see this property has had some issues with debris and trash and unpermitted AC work. Interesting historical detail to consider. Depending on account levels, we provide access to search some of this data as well. Moving to the search interface, you will notice a few related search fields here. For example, you can search for only properties that are registered as rentals. Or you can search for only properties that have a certain number for recent code violations. You can mix those filters with others you find interesting, such as cities, map locations, property types, delinquent taxes, and more, for powerful prospecting. All of this data is an exciting new addition to the IMAPP tool. While we have a broad coverage of data currently, we are still growing it to cover more areas and more comprehensive history, and to find new ways of presenting and using this data going forward in new reports and analysis. It provides unmatched depth of context to what is going on in so many neighborhoods. All accessible anywhere you use IMAPP.